All right, 105.7 The Point. Donny backstage at Loufest with Mr. Robert DeLong. How you doing, man?
So good. How you doing?
Doing great. Well, we knew you were coming, and that's how we dialed up this amazing weather today. You could not have it any better on a Saturday in St. Louis, man.
Totally. You know, we were here 2 years ago, and it was 95 and terrible, so this is beautiful. I'll take it.
And last weekend it was 95 and terrible, as a matter of fact. You know, one thing that, I wanted to ask you in watching some of your performances and seeing you and things like, you are obvious. I mean, I want to know when the gadgetry with you started. You know, when you were a little kid, were you like always kind of like messing around with the electronic things? And tell me about that a little bit.
Totally. Yeah. You know, I mean, I was obviously I was a pretty nerdy kid, and I really loved things like, you know, Legos and erector sets and that whole thing. And my dad was also really into electronics, and so the whole garage was full of old radios he was repairing. So I think I kind of inherited a little bit of that.
And it's so amazing though to me, Robert, that you were able to not only, you know, do something with that, but I mean, you know, being able to use that gadgetry to make music is genius to me, man.
Well, thanks.
yeah. There was no question there. I guess it was just a compliment. So when you're out and you have the ability to play festivals like this, you're obviously able to kind of spread the word a bit more about who you are and what you do to maybe people that weren't familiar with you, but you lose a little bit of that intimacy that you get at a club show. I would think both are awesome. Do you prefer one? You know what I mean? Do you like one more than the other?
You know, I think they're both super valuable. I mean, obviously club shows are fun because you're right there sweating on your fans and you're really like, you know, intimate and you know, usually it's people that are your fans already that know your music. So that's always fun. But the greatest thing about festivals is just like you said, it's introducing yourself to new fans. And I think it helps that I have a unique show, you know, because it makes me kind of stand out sometimes against, you know, it's like 5 rock bands and then one dude with a bunch of game controllers.
Well, very cool. We're talking to Robert DeLong. New album coming out a week from yesterday.
September 18th, yeah.
So you've got that on the horizon.
Yeah, in the cards, coming out. It's been a long time coming. I'm pumped. So
how long have you been working on it?
It was about 18 months working on the record. So I mean, you know, but we were touring the whole time, so it was a lot of you know, anytime I had free time, I was just jamming, you know, recording stuff or doing writing sessions, and then back on the road and doing my best to, like, you know, work on mixes and headphones and whatnot.
It's always fascinating to me how different artists work, as far as some that are able to seamlessly kind of write and go on the road, write while they're on the road and create while they're on the road. And some folks are like, I have to be completely separate from that road life to be able to kind of focus on this and doing this.
Yeah, you know, it's tough, honestly. It's tough to split your brain like that. But I've always worked when I'm on the road, you know, in headphones. I mean, even writing my first record, it was mostly done, you know, in cars or in, you know, in my living room in headphones or whatever. So I think that helps, that my process is pretty, you know, in the box in that way.
Well, and, you know, this is I know that your song is actually, and I was talking to one of your label guys yesterday about it, your song is working on like some top 40 stations now.
Crazy, huh?
Like, I wonder, is that a crazy thing for you to think, you know, that you are, you know, you're going to be on after an Ariana Grande record or whatever the case?
Yeah, it's wild. You know, I never in my wildest dreams thought, you know, I never even thought about radio play when I was a kid. You know, it was just like, cool, I'm going to make music and see what happens. And I feel lucky. It's amazing.
Yeah, it always seems like you can definitely tell the folks that are genuinely music makers, and then when the radio thing happens, it's always like a nice surprise, but, you know, nothing that you ever, you know, sort of count on. So I would assume that the remainder of the year, you're out on the road, you're doing more shows and playing a ton, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty busy until Christmas time, and then we have a week off, and then I don't know what's going to happen after that, but I'm pretty sure they'll keep me touring until I die, and then they'll revive me again, and I'll make another record, you know?
Well, Robert, we always love our opportunities to chat with you, and again, new album coming out a week from yesterday, so coming out this Friday the 18th, and Don't Wait Up is such a great song and sounds so good on the air, so thank you very much, man.
Totally, thank you.
Robert DeLong, we are at Loufest.